Yes, hi, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, world. Good evening, all of you, my avid viewers across the whole world. I salute you. I bring you good tidings from Tetragrammaton Sabaoth, the Lord of Hosts. Yes, it is another day that has been made. We ought to rejoice and be glad in it. I salute you from wherever you're watching the live stream on the surface of the planet. As you can see, the date today, yes, right there, is Tuesday, the 29th day of October 2024. 2024 is gradually coming to an end. We've got just to the end of October, and then we went into November. The time currently in London is 1951, 9 minutes to 8 o'clock London time. And for the benefit of those of you watching the live stream from location 9 in Nigeria, the UK is 1 hour behind your time. So if it is 8 o'clock UK time, it will be 9 o'clock your time. So officially, because the clock goes backward last Saturday, so that means we have officially entered into the new winter season. As the winter comes, I pray to the almighty spiritual source of all creation that the season will flow with us, and we will feel much better and then reap all the benefits that winter has got to offer for those of us who are in this part of the world. For those of you who are in Nigeria, perhaps if the Lord of Hosts is on your side, then you will experience the harmattan, that is the wind blowing from the Arctic through to us and then on to you. You are all welcome to tonight's stream. What I want to discuss and then subsequently go a little bit deeper into it is about Christianity. It's about Christianity, is about the deeper pastors. It's about how the Western world, they've fooled the world with their own branded blue eyes, Jesus Christ. It's all about how the church made so much money from the gullible, from those that are not lettered enough to know or perhaps seek knowledge about their own spirituality, and at the same time those who now, one way or the other, condemn their own authoritative and authentic spiritual ways of communicating with their own maker. You see, for me, having read so much and having been blessed that I studied one of the most difficult discipline in terms of how to prepare humanity for the kind of information that should be dispatched to them. I think publishing management, I repeat, publishing management opened my eyes. Seriously, publishing management from that prestigious London College of Printing and Communications, to which I was a recipient, the very first recipient of the George Goodman's Award, opened my inner eyes into seeing things that I equally was unable to see. And because I have been privileged to see things that other people were unable to see, and the mere fact that I've got something that's been attached to me, because at that point of my graduation in 1997 with a very, very good honors as an English major, John Stevens was the rector of, no, he was the dean of my faculty. John Stevens, he was the dean of my faculty. And as at that time, this was the same pen all the publishing students were handed down to. We were given this pen. Don't forget, yes, I acknowledge the fact that the Freemasons, yes, implanted all the knowledge into our brains. But then and again, at graduation, this same pen that no other person can handle was then given to us, the publishing student. And what John Stevens said at that valedictory service was, We should go into the world with this pen in my hand. We should go into the world. We should make and we should unmake things. And if anyone, anywhere whatsoever on the surface of this planet questioned us, who gave us the authority, John Stevens said, "Tell the world, we gave you the authority to make and to unmake and to destroy and to create." This pen, I'm not going to lie to you, I've made a lot of people. I've created many things with the same pen. And at the same time, I'm sorry to have to say it, I've actually destroyed as well with the same pen. Pen is mightier than the sword. So tonight, I want to speak life into Christianity. See, I think right now I've had enough of the nonsense and the deceit that's been on in the church for a long time. And as such, make no mistakes, the world, this plane of existence, like it or not, we are gradually moving from the Pisces age to the Aquarian age. The last 1,000 years of the existence of the planet Earth has come to an end. The Pisces age came to an end in the year 2020. If many of you probably should go back into my stream in December 2020, I think it was December 31st or something like that, I made it known to all of you across the whole world that the old is gone, the new is here. Welcome to the New World Order, NWO. The New World Order is all about a transition from the Pisces age that lasted or ended in the year 2020 and the Aquarius age, Aquarian age begins. And the Aquarian age is the new age that the entire world is going to move into a new phase of another 1,000 years of technological revolution, development, artificial intelligence. Many things will begin to unfold. If you are still stuck in the old world, you'll be left behind. and you will be kept in the old world. But the new Aquarian world is going to move on, and we, since 2021, we are beginning to see that rapid shift in this new Aquarian age. Rapid shift in the new Aquarian age. So I want to talk to the church, and I want to talk to all the deeper pastors across the whole world. I've got 2 video clips that I am going to play to you. The first one that I'll be bringing in, let me see if I can bring it in here for you. I am going to acknowledge each and every one of you that are with me. In fact, let me do that first of all. Abbas Ganiu, you're welcome. I can see Chief Shegun Akidaini from Nigeria, from a retreat center. I'll just say retreat center. Chicago Retreat Center. Chief Akidaini used to be the proprietor of African Video here in London, in Peckham and in Dalston. Patricia Ibitukemi Don Pedro, Taiwo Kike Fasomi Owa Tukbaisa, good evening to you all. I'm pretty sure the rest will join us along the line. Let me bring you this first video here. If Omola Omibeku Uruwale is with us, and Ibolaji, I can spot you too. I'm not really seeing your Isabel Onyikonsola Aibo Kiki. I can see you too. Yes, I can see you too. Yes, Anibolaji, I can see you as well from the main studio. Let me bring in the video clip, the first video clip that I want to use to buttress this spectacular argument with you. And afterwards, or in between, or alternatively, I'll let the video tape itself play, and then perhaps come back and then analyze more on that. Let's the video is going to load. Well, yes, the video is right here with us. Yes, here it is. If it is not going to play, I am going to play it.
What year did I just say? One more time, what year? In 1515, Pope Leo X, write it down, don't take my word for it. Pope Leo X, in the year 1515, said these words. I quote him, "What profit hath not this fable of Christ brought to us?" In the quote. Now, allow me to transliterate that. Here's what the man said. Look at how much money we've made from this tale about a figure that we created called Jesus Christ. Here we see one of the most powerful popes in the history of the Christian church confessing the truth. You see, the problem is that the masses of the people don't know the truth that Pope Leo X knew. The Christian faith was, I say it again, was the most influential belief system in the Western world for more than 1,000 years. But guess what, y'all? It ain't as healthy today as it was.
I want you to listen to this very carefully.
And among black African people, it ain't as healthy today as it was 10 years ago. The reason for this is people are coming to realize the same truth that Pope Leo X spoke about. And thanks to liberation ministries and teachers, black African people are coming face to face with these hard, cold facts at a speed that has.
Yes, I am going to post that. I'm going to pause it. Okay? I'm going to pause it because I'm not really getting the sensation that I am supposed to get. So what I'm going to do alternatively is to actually play this from the main studio. So what I'm going to do right now is to bring it in, bring the particular video back in, and when I bring it in, I will then begin to analyze what I need to analyze with you. Where is it? Okay, I think it's because it's currently in use here, so I will have to get rid, remove it from here. It is lagging behind and I don't really like that. So yes, let me now go into here, and then let me add the file. Yes, I knew that was the case. Okay, now guys, please watch it, because this one will stream perfectly well. Watch it. Ajani Benson, you're welcome to the stream.
In 1515, what year did I just say? 1515. One more time, what year? 1515. In 1515, Pope Leo X, write it down, don't take my word for it. Pope Leo X in the year 1515 said these words.
Go on.
Quote him, what profit hath not this fable of Christ
You see that?
brought to us?
Fable. 509 years ago.
Transliterate that. Here's what
Fable,
said.
Jesus.
Look at how much money we've made
From a fake Jesus, the Catholic Church.
about a figure that we created called
The
Jesus.
fake Jesus they created.
Here we see one of the most powerful popes in the history of the Christian church confessing the truth. You
That
see,
was then,
the
509 years ago.
The masses of the people don't know the truth that Pope Leo X knew.
Yes.
The Christian faith was, I say it again, was the most influential belief system in the Western world for more than 1,000 years. But guess what, y'all? It ain't as healthy today as it was 100 years ago. And among black African people, it ain't as healthy today as it was 10 years ago. The reason for this is people are
The end of the church, the beginning of a new age, new Aquarian age. Guys, get ready for that new change.
Spoke about. And thanks to Liberation Ministries and teachers, black African people are coming face to face with these hard, cold facts at a speed that has to be reckoned with. God has revealed to me that the light of right knowledge, I didn't say the light of knowledge, the light of right knowledge is getting brighter and brighter, and the level of faith that individuals supposedly had in this fabrication is diminishing, because each day the light of right knowledge gets brighter and brighter. This is why the demise of the Christian faith,
The end of the church,
taking place.
the beginning of a new Aquarian age. So guys, get ready for the change.
State study group coordinators called me the other day and explained to me that people keep expressing their dissatisfaction and how unhappy they are in their church. We heard testimony this morning of a sister who said, I stopped going to church. You see, people, the program ain't working no more.
See, take note of the date, 1515. Pope Leo, 1515. Yes, 1515, Pope Leo. Take note of the note, take note of the date, and then I'll come back with more proofs, a lot of proofs. I've been taught to always rip information apart, research, investigation, and then publish. Some people would see RIP, RIP, as raster image processor, but in publishing terms, it is research, investigate, and publish to make public, make known. The Great Reset. Guys, get ready. Something is about to happen. See, the end of the church age, the Great Reset. Guys, get ready for the Great Reset. The Great Reset. I'm afraid it's coming. Like I said, we're moving from the Pisces age into the Aquarian age. Now, let me now buttress my argument with some images and facts for you, because some of you must have probably forgotten, and that was why I said please take note of the date 1515. 1515. Yes, 1515. Now, let me show you this first of all. I want you to have a look at this. It is right in front of your screen. I'm going to fold it so that you guys can see it. Now, I said take note of the date 1515. And the question is, did you know that the first slave ship to reach the shores of America was named Jesus? Yes. The very first slave ship to reach the shores of America was named Jesus. And I've provided you with the answer and then the source, which is script happens to be the source of this information. Did you know that the first slave ship to reach the shores of America was named Jesus? Oh yes, the answer. Sir John Hawkins had the dubious distinction of becoming the first slave ship captain to bring Africans to the Americas. Hawkins was a religious gentleman who insisted that his crew serve God daily. Which God do they serve? You see, that name, God, I'm still coming, not tonight, but in a later stream, I'm going to break down the true meaning of the code God. But when you reverse God, you get dog. So Hawkins was a religious gentleman who insisted that his crew serve God daily and love another. His sheep, named Jesus, ironically called the Good Sheep Jesus, left the shores of his native England for Africa in October 1562. Pope Leo 1515. The slave ship called Jesus left the shores of England for Africa in 1562. The slave ship Jesus arrived at Sierra Leone, and in a short time he had 300 black in his possession. Hawkins claimed to have acquired them partly by sword and partly by other means. What are those other means? Those other means, the traditional leaders got sold out. He bought them. Again, Jesus' teachings are those of liberation and not captivity. For one who will suggest that Christianity be rejected based upon this fact of history and not a careful examination of the belief itself, as at the time I was investigating, I said I will recommend more research and study to be done to make an educated determination. Also, see the analogy used in the answer concerning actions of Christians versus God's message to Christians. Jesus, the sheep, the slave sheep. (1562). Which was why I personally continue to question the existence of that name Jesus that has been imposed on the original Yeshua. The original Yeshua. Remember, Yeshua, that the white man subsequently changed to Jesus, said those days that you cannot see him, but you cannot see the Father but through him. His real name was Yeshua. His real father's name was Yehoshua. Yod Ha Viha, Tetragrammaton Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts, the great I am that I am. No one sees the Father but through me. Yeshua said it because his father's true name was Yahushua. But then the Catholic Church and the Europeans then bloody fooled everyone in the world into their own doctrine. You see, because we are moving from the Pisces age, another 1,000 years, millennium, another millennium. That is why a lot of this information are being revealed unto you. Gone are the days of the dark ages. We're now entering into a new world, the world of light. You can clearly see that. Let me show you this once again. Come and see this. Let me show you this. Now, you look at this one again. Let me show you. Jesus. Jesus. Now you now get the true picture of the full meaning of Jesus. Here we are. Joint European Slave Union ship. Jesus. Joint European Slave Union ship. Jesus. And you can clearly see Sir John Hawkins on the left. So the Jesus the Europeans presented to you to quench the authentic Yahushua was then changed into Jesus. That Jesus was an abbreviation by the Europeans that denotes Joint European Slave Union ship. And in 1562, 462 years ago, in 2024, John Hawkins captained the ship to Africa by appointment of the Queen of England to pack black slaves, and those black slaves were packed ironically into this slave ship called Jesus. Joint European Slave Union ship. That is the name you all are invoking, instead of you to invoke Yahushua. The father of Yeshua. Rather than pray to Tetragrammaton Sabaoth, Yahushua, invoke his holy name through his beloved son, Yeshua. The white race were so clever, present you with an abbreviation of Joint European Slave Union ship Jesus. That's your Jesus. I am not going to say the satanic part of the joint venture of how Jesus Christ was cooked up. Truth hurts. Truth hurts. See, let me show you this. I'm a bit of a crazy animal when I decide to go into a little bit deeper into the roots of any investigation. Now look at this. I've gone a little bit deeper. Right off your screen, I've gone deeper. Right off your screen is a medical artist. You see, medical artist reveals what the supposed Jesus Christ looked like using forensic science. Remember when this propaganda came up to which Pope was praying to a black Jesus at the Vatican? Remember when Pope Benedict kissed the legs of some black leaders? Remember when Russian President Vladimir Putin said there's nothing called white Jesus and that Jesus was a black man? So medical artist reveals what the Jesus they've packaged to you looked like using forensic science. On your right in green frame and on the left in red frame, danger frame, the Catholic Church fake blue eyes Jesus Christ packaged to the world. You can clearly see the difference. What is this telling you? This is telling you that the black race are God's chosen people, and that the white folks are only just trying to distort those information. The real people of God, the black people, because when Tetragrammaton Sabbath said, "Let us make man in our own image and in their likeness, in his likeness, he made man from the dust of the earth." The black race, we are far more superior, because the blacks were the people that brought civilization. The blacks were the people that brought mathematics, physics, chemistry, nature, name it, to the entire world. The wisdom and the knowledge of Tetragrammaton Sabaoth lies with the black race. That's why I am angry at those Dapa pastors all over Africa deceiving their congregation. You can clearly see this. From the medical artist impression, this reveals what Yeshua, that the white folks named Jesus, looked alike, and they've used forensic science. We're moving into the Aquarian age, like it or not. That age is so terrible. It's terrible. It is terrible because, hey, across of Africa and the entire black world, we've got modern pastors, and those modern pastors are modern wonders. Their God says that they are fearfully and wonderfully made. But when you come to think or look at Pentecostal or evangelical pastors, this breed of pastors who call themselves men and women of God are awesomely and majestically made. Sartorially speaking, I found most evangelical and Pentecostal pastors, in my own opinion, it's just my own opinion, I found them to be too elegant, too deeper, and too vain. Why? Because 99.9% of them of this deeper in this breed of Pentecostal and evangelical pastors, they walk like emperor to the altar with all their expensive regalia flowing to the dazed amusement of their stunned worshippers. Sometimes a handful of them are drowned by the sweet smelling perfumes bought on evangelical trips to London, Paris, Milan, and New York. Majority of them They have abandoned modest dressing for couture shirts, trousers, jackets, ties, and even their handkerchiefs. And with their supposedly modest pay, their wardrobes are stuffed with labels. Make no mistakes. Their wardrobes are stuffed with labels such as Armani, Hugo Boss, and Gucci. For those data pastors looking good or great for their own Jesus on the slave ship seems to be the right thing to do. Some of those imaginative pastors are even going a step further by conditioning their afro hair to look curly and untangled. They wear gold and silver rimmed glasses, crocodile shoes and jewelries to prove to their worshippers that they are truly blessed by a fake dodgy slave ship Jesus. The money, the tithe, the offerings collected from the poor masses is spent in grooming themselves in expensive parlors to make them look handsome, obeying, and smart. Some of them, like I gathered, are even taking up membership of gyms to shed excessive weight and look trim, healthy, and acceptable for a slave Jesus ship. Richer ones amongst them, I'm not going to mention names, are employing being experts to look after their wardrobes and kit them up with the latest designs. Women pastors, those women amongst them in the Pentecostal and evangelical missions, presents a benumbing different picture. Certainly, the Christ they serve is not one of poverty but opulence. So to prove this, they have taken opulence to the height of shameless display of sartorial superabundance. The clothes, the shoes, the wigs, the attachments, weave on, watches, perfumes, manicured hands, pedicure foot, shimmering lips, jewelries, all attest to the fact that their God is truly Jehovah Jireh, who is overmeet the needs of whatever they want. Make no mistakes. If you cannot live by what you earn from your daily sweat and not from the ministry, if you have to depend on your church or your ministry as a full-time men and women of God, asking and cursing your church members that if they don't pay their tithe, they won't make heaven but hell. Let me tell you, your preaching is satanic. It is paganistic adulation. It is. Now, let me bring in let me bring in this video clip for you. I want you to please watch this, and then I will elaborate more on it. Here it is. It is coming right for you.
You pay is what makes the remaining to work. It is 1/10 that makes the 9/10 to work. If you don't give the 1/10, the 9/10 will be wasted. It will be consumed. It will be stolen from you. Abraham paid tithes. Genesis 14:19-20. And Abraham was blessed.
You can hear the lies.
Abraham's seed,
the lies upon lies.
Abraham. John 8:39. Hebrews 7:1-8. Melchizedek appeared to Abraham and he paid the tithe. Jesus was in his loins when he paid the tithe. So as it were, Jesus himself is the receiver of the tithe. Melchizedek is interpreted in Hebrews as being Jesus personified then to receive the tithe. We pay it here, but is there in heaven to receive it?
Oh!
It is not the pastor that receives your tithe.
Oh my God!
Jesus who receives your tithe.
Oh my God! Jesus!
What do you want to do with your tithe? Since we came to Goshen here, I've never entered where they are counting money because it is not my business. This is my own office. The altar here is my office, and as I minister at the altar, God takes care of me by the altar. As people are blessed, they say, "Oh, let's remember this pastor who has been a blessing to us." I don't have any business running after money, so who is running after your tithe? The pastor is not interested in your tithe. The church is not interested in your tithe. And for you to understand that before you came to this church has been surviving. So it is not your tithe that makes this church. Your tithe is.
Look at the church congregation. You can see them. You can see that one shaking her head, the woman.
To pay their tithe are simply committing God to taking care of their destiny. Your tithe is a way of paving your way into the heart of God for a financial blessing. Jesus also validated tithing. Matthew 23:23, he spoke about tithing. No child of God can ever walk in financial fortune without being a tither. If you are not a tither, things will be tight for you. You can't walk in financial fortune. The first American billionaire, John D. Rockefeller, was an addicted tither. I read the story. Rockefeller started work as a clerk. His pay,
that's a big lie.
$2.49, and he began to pay tithe from $2.49. As he paid this tithe, God began to enlarge him.
Oh, that's a lie.
Let's follow the ways of our fathers. For Abraham.
He did made mention of John D. Rockefeller. That's a big lie. Should I? Let me see if I can easily bring in the video onto let me see if I can bring the video in, because I want to show you something from here. If it's going to play with ease, I want to show you something. I want to play this local video. Let me see if I can, and then I want to buttress this argument properly. Yeah, let me see if it's going to stream perfectly well. Here we are. Let me do it this way. I think it is buffering at the moment. It is still buffering. Just a minute, guys, because I want to buttress. Yes, it is buffering. Just a minute. It seems the file is it seems the file is a bit bigger, so let's watch it from the main. Let me play it again.
is what makes the remaining to work. It is 1/10 that makes the 9/10 to work. If you don't give the 1/10, the 9/10 will be wasted. It will be consumed. It will be stolen from you. Abraham paid tithes. Genesis 14, 19, 20. And Abraham was blessed. And if you are Abraham's seed, do the works of Abraham. John 8, 39. Hebrews 7, 1 to 8. Melchizedek appeared to Abraham and he paid the tithe. Jesus was in his loins when he paid the tithe. So as it were, Jesus himself is the receiver of the tithe. Melchizedek is interpreted in Hebrews as being Jesus personified there to receive the tithe. We pay it here, but he is there in heaven to receive it. It is not the pastor that receives your tithe. It is Jesus who receives your tithe.
Wow.
What will pastor do with your tithe? Since we came to Goshen here, I've never entered where they are counting money. Because it is not my business. This is my own office. The altar here is my office. And as I minister at the altar, God takes care of me by the altar. As people are blessed, they say, oh, let's remember this pastor who has been a blessing to us. I don't have any business running after money. So who is running after your
The
tithe?
lies from the pit of hell.
The church is not interested in your tithe. And for you to understand that before you came to this church has been surviving. So it is not your tithe.
Wow.
It's this church. Your tithe is to tithe.
Look at that woman shaking her head.
Tithe ties you to God.
That's a lie.
Committed to paying their tithe are simply committing God to taking care of their destiny. Your tithe is a way of paving your way into the heart of God for a financial blessing. Jesus also validated tithing. Matthew 23:23, he spoke about tithing. No child of God can ever walk in financial fortune without being a
If
tithe.
money is the root of all evil, why do churches beg for it?
Walk in financial fortune. The first American billionaire,
Okay.
D. Rockefeller, was an addicted tither. I read the story. Rockefeller started work as a clerk.
That's
His
a big
pay
lie.
was $2.49, and he began to pay tithe
That's a lie.
from $2.49. As he paid his tithe, God began to enlarge him.
That's a lie.
Let's follow the ways of our fathers.
That's a lie.
Follow the way of Abraham.
That's a lie. That's a big lie. That is a big lie. This is the man. This pastor is talking about John D. Rockefeller. That is the biggest lie from the pits of hell. Now, I'm going to show you another image, another presentation to tell you more about John D. Rockefeller. Now, John D. Rockefeller just as you can see, it's loading. Yes, it is loading, and we will soon get to it. Yes, it is loading. We're going to get to it very shortly, and I will tell you, because that bishop and that deeper evangelical pastor is one of those pastors from, guess what, the pits of hell. Right Now, this is John D. Rockefeller. John D. Rockefeller was born July 8, 1839, and he died May 23rd, 1937. John D. Rockefeller was the founder of Standard Oil, and from the bullet point you can see this man bought out competitors in a 6-week period known as the Cleveland Massacre. Known as the Cleveland Massacre. When you massacre, what do you do as a businessman? You kill. Now, it was the first U.S. business trust. Standard Oil's monopoly on the oil industry led to the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890. John D. Rockefeller. You can see the lies from the pit of hell from your deeper pastor in Nigeria. Let's go a little bit deeper into John D. Rockefeller. How and what happened to John D. Rockefeller? Now, look at this. The amazing story of the healing of John D. Rockefeller. You can see that I actually I clip grabbed the entire information and I brought it to your screen. The amazing story of the healing of John D. Rockefeller. Last Sunday, from Hughes News, I heard a preacher on Christian television tell this story about the healing of John D. Rockefeller. I went onto the internet and read the story on Inspiration 316 Radio. I have written the story in my own words based on what I read. When John D. Rockefeller was only 33 years old, he became the first millionaire in America. When he was 33, when he was 43, he owned the largest company in the world, Standard Oil Company. Then, when he was 53, he became the first billionaire in America. It was at this time, in the early 1900s, he became very sick and could eat only crackers and milk. He was on his deathbed. There were those in the media, newspaper, who had written his obituary. There were those in the media, that is newspapers, who had written his obituary. They thought he was about to die. There were some who hated him and said he was full of greed. You see, he never said that. That John D. Rockefeller was full of greed. He never said it. Now, let's come into here. This is how they lie to you. You see, again, you can see, I googled the story of Rockefeller, in his sick bed, I googled the story of Rockefeller in his sick bed. Look at what Google said. John D. Rockefeller's story of giving back his wealth and improving his wealth is as follows. As Rockefeller neared death, he realized he could not take his wealth with him and that he was not in control of his life. He realized that. And then what decision did Rockefeller make? John D. Rockefeller, that this same Labour pastor is referring to. John D. Rockefeller then called his managers, accountant and attorney to announce that he would transfer his assets to charity, research and hospitals. What about when he did that? His improved health. You see, he never paid tithe. He transferred his assets to charity, research and hospitals. Rockefeller's health improved dramatically after he began giving back his wealth. He lived to be 98 years old, despite previously seeming like he would die at 53. And then legacy. Rockefeller's foundation led to the discovery of penicillin. You see, your Labour pastor never said that. Treatments for tuberculosis, malaria and diphtheria, and the eradication of hookworm and yellow fever. He also helped found the University of Chicago and Rockefeller University. Let's go into the next one. See here, look at this. This was from the LinkedIn. John Rockefeller's story on giving. You see, they never mentioned tithing. And this your bishop in Nigeria was making reference to John D. Rockefeller. You see, on LinkedIn, John D. Rockefeller was once the richest man in the world, the first billionaire in the world. By age 25, he controlled one of the largest oil refineries in the United States. By age 31, he had become the world's largest oil refiner. By age 38, he commanded 90% of the oil refined in the US. No mention of the fact that he was giving $2 or whatever the useless Labour pastor was talking about to the church. David Rockefeller was a ruthless businessman. By 50, he was the richest man in the United States. As a young man, every decision, attitude and relationships was tailored to create his personal power and wealth. But at age 53, he became ill. His entire body became racked with pain and he lost all of his hair In complete agony, the world's only billionaire could buy anything. The world's only billionaire could buy anything he wanted, but he could only digest soup. He could buy anything, but he was incapacitated and could not buy his health. All that he could ingest into his stomach was soup and crackers. An associate wrote that John D. Rockefeller could not sleep, would not smile, and nothing in life meant anything to him. His personal, highly skilled physicians, doctors, predicted he would die. Within a year, the year passed agonizing slowly. You see, your deeper pastor never told this story of John D. Rockefeller. Let's listen. Wait. Here's another one. See, as he approached death, listen, as John D. Rockefeller approached death, he awoke one morning with the vague realization of not being able to take any of his wealth with him into the next world. The man who could control the business world suddenly realized he was not in control of his own life. He was left with a choice. See, ilé ayé, ilé asán, this world, vanity upon vanity. This man woke up one day on his sickbed and realized he could not take any of his wealth with him. You see, your bishop asking you for tithing, that he does not need your tithe, that it is Jesus that needs your tithe. You see the lies the church has been telling all these years, starting all the way from the Catholic Church. Now, he then called his attorneys, accountants, and managers and announced that he wanted to channel his assets to hospitals, research, and charity work. This man never said that. This man never said that. Let's go back. Hear this once again.
Financial blessing. Jesus also validated tithing. Matthew 23:23, he spoke about tithing. No child of God can ever walk in financial fortune without being a tither. If you are not a tither, things will be tight for you. You can't walk in financial fortune. The first American billionaire, John D. Rockefeller, was an addicted tither. I read this story. Rockefeller started work as a clerk. His pay was $2.49.
That's a lie?
And he began to pay tithe from $2.49.
You see, you can see the lie.
God began to enlarge him. Let's follow the ways of our fathers. Follow the way of Abraham.
God had already enlarged Rockefeller. John D. Rockefeller was already enlarged because he was brutal as a businessman. You can see the lies. So John D. Rockefeller established his foundation. This new direction eventually led to the discovery of penicillin, cures for malaria, tuberculosis, and diphtheria. Like I had already said, your data pastors all over Africa. If I probably show you this, let me go into another site. In fact, let's listen to this buffoon of a minister who called himself a minister of God, but a 419 minister. Here we go.
Blessing coming upon you. So tithing is a capital given. It is non-negotiable. It is mandatory. It is non-negotiable. It is mandatory. Why? Malachi chapter 3 verse 10. He said when you pay your tithe, God will open the windows of heaven.
Wow.
And in Isaiah chapter 60 verse 11, he said your gate shall be open continually. So it is tithing that keeps the gate open. It is tithing that keeps the gate open.
That's a lie.
And once the gate is open, all other blessings will be coming.
That's a lie.
Every blessing that wants to come your way will be hindered except with your tithe.
That's a lie.
Your tithe is the key. When you show your tithe to heaven,
that's a lie.
Tithe to your works, everything opens.
That's a big lie.
It's the story of a man who had a farm, a cotton farm.
You look at this, another cooked up story.
Open for the cotton to come out. It was due for the cotton to come out, but the cotton board was not opening. And so this man took his tithe booklet to his farm. And said, but I am a tither. And as he made this declaration, the boards began to open and the cotton began to come out. If you're a farmer,
you see lies?
Tithe booklet to your farm. There is the story of one of us, a brother. Robbers came around their house and they put the tithe booklet at the door.
You see? Put the tithe booklet at the door.
Over to you. You said
you see lies?
I'm a tither. Yeah, that's it. Robbers went everywhere, they couldn't enter his house because he would rebuke the devourer for your sake. What are we saying? 1/10 is the security to 9/10. 1/10 is the security to 9/10. All this breakdown of your vehicle, a wire cut today, tire broke down tomorrow, engine knock after another. Father, I'm a tither. Off. Satan, clear off. Satan hears your tithing.
That's a lie. The end of the church, the beginning of a new Aquarian age. Get ready for the change. If money is the root of all evil, why do churches continue to cry and beg for it? Tithing this life, salvation in heaven, new age pastors, modern day wonders. Indeed, new age pastors, modern day wonders. Wonders shall never end. It is not that I hate Christianity. I don't hate Christianity. But the lies that's been told 1,000 years ago is coming to an end. Because we're now gradually moving into the Aquarian age. And this new age, the new world, is not going to be business as usual. See, you can see even people from the deeper pastors' congregation, they were shaking their head. For heaven's sake, I don't even know exactly what those people are still doing in the church. It is the end of the church. Unless and otherwise, you are a church and you preach the words of God. You preach salvation. You, the pastor, you will rot in hellfire. All the pastors mesmerizing and then cajoling the people, the vulnerable people and members of the Nigerian society and all other parts of the world into submitting them to give whilst they are struggling. The vengeance of Tetragrammaton Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts, the great I am that I am, the number one, is going to come upon you. You will never escape that. Truth hurts. Unless and otherwise you repent from all your sins and then preach the same gospel that Yeshua preached when he was alive. That is when you will see the face of the Almighty One, the superior being that no eyes had seen, nor tongue spoke it. You've been deceived. I've clearly demonstrated that in this stream. I know a handful of your pastors will hate me for this, but the Anglican Church, the Baptist, the Catholic Church, and all other churches, they know the truth and the facts. Stop fooling people around. It is not the way of the supernatural being. Preach salvation. And on this note, guys, let me call it a quit, and let me thank each and every one of you that tuned in onto the show tonight. Abbas Ganil, don't forget, if you are still on the show, I've marked you down. Don't forget to always tune in onto the show. There's a surprise package coming up for some of you. Anibolaji YouTube, Owa YouTube, Isabella Uyinkonsola Ayegbokiki. Are you in Nigeria or here in the UK? Let me know. But those of you that are stationed in Nigeria, Taiwo Kike Fasomi as well, let me know if you are based in Nigeria as well. I've got surprises for those of you, our avid viewers in Nigeria. It's not easy to stream because the preparations, you see, you must all understand that Jesus was never Yeshua was never respected when he was walking through the surface of the planet. He was persecuted, he was spat at. A prophet is never respected in his own yard. Guys, let's bring tonight's stream to an end. In London it is 21:31 exactly. 21:31 exactly. Today, Tuesday, 29th day of October 2024. Let me seize the opportunity to thank each and every one of you who joined us on the stream. I hope to see you because I've got lots more to come, and it is going to be very intensive. I think for tonight I needed to cover this particular topic just to open your eyes to see the deceit, the lies, and all the fraud that's been entangled inside Christianity. You see, sometimes I imagine in my head that there is no heaven. The heaven and the earth is here. I'm still going to talk more on that topic, not tonight, but at some point in time. Let's bring tonight's show to a close, and on behalf of the editorial team, I want to seize this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for coming in, tuning in to watch the live stream. Until next time, take good care of yourselves, and I hope to see you. Today is Tuesday, hopefully Friday I will be coming live to you, probably at the same time. If you have not followed us and if you have not subscribed to our channels, please do so that anytime we come live and we post a new video, you'll be alerted at the same time. Guys, take good care of yourselves. I wish you love, I wish you happiness, and I wish you the very best for the rest of this week. Until next time, take good care of yourselves, and God bless you. Good night.
NuMedia TV. Beyond the headings. News in its purest form. If you have enjoyed this video or any of our podcasts or live streams, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe for more content like this. We make information simple. Your experience matters to us. Liberty Media Communications. Live stream with confidence. Fewness of words. Greatness of deeds. We empower people around the world to stand up for their social or ethical principles of freedom or entitlement. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video or live stream.